the multi-dimensional mean streets of a hard-boiled heaven, a fallen angel and an earthly femme fatale team up to crack a case that could blow reality itself wide open in Something More Than Night. That's the book I'll be talking about on this episode of SFF180. Hello everybody, TMW here as always. Thanks for joining me on this icy January morning here in Austin. I'm here with my personal assistant Wink, as always. So let's talk a little bit about Something More Than Night. Tregillis rose to prominence with the Milkweed Triptych, which was an alternate history trilogy about World War II that earned him a great deal of acclaim. Now he journeys into much more metaphysically challenging territory with Something More Than Night, a book that is bristling with a kind of creative ferocity as it melds cosmology, theology straight out of Aquinas, and the tormented tough guy tropes of Philip Marlowe and 1,000 film noir matinees. Now, set in a near future where the Earth has been altered by climate change, the story opens as Belus, an angel who, by his own account, has kind of self-deported from the heavenly host, is tasked with finding a replacement among the humans for the recently murdered Archangel Gabriel. Now, by his own account, Belus knows of factions among the angelic choir, some of whom are seeking possession of the Jericho trumpet, an artifact, maybe, perhaps, that they believe will free them from the tyrannical rule of Metatron, the voice of God. Off you go. Now, Belus misses his intended target, and he ends up ushering into the angelic choir a young woman named Molly Pruitt. Now, after introducing Molly to her new celestial life, which includes familiarizing her with the pleroma, I guess what people call heaven, and the ability of angels to create within the pleroma their own magisteria in which to live, Belus has, of course, patterned his after old film noir. Well then, the two of them begin to investigate Gabriel's murder, and in true noir fashion, the crime involves a great deal of double crosses and secrets and wheels spinning within wheels. Now, the novel's vision of theological concepts is, in keeping with noir, an extremely cynical one. If Christians found Philip Pullman's His Dark Materials trilogy blasphemous, well, they might very well put out a fatwa against Ian Tregillis for this, that is, if they did that sort of thing. These angels don't care at all about human beings. In fact, to them, we're nothing more than an accidental side effect of the mantle of ontological consistency, which is a set of laws and cosmological constants that was put into place by the sounding of the Jericho trumpet. And the Jericho event essentially shackled and imprisoned these formerly limitless beings, and if they had a way to break free, they would do so, even if doing so would destroy us. Hi, you're back. Anyway, now Gabriel was in possession of the Jericho trumpet, so is that why he was murdered? Sure does look like it. But some other details are very curious. For instance, why was Gabriel keeping tabs on an otherwise insignificant Chicago priest? Now, these are all the kind of loose ends that in traditional hard-boiled detective fashion have to be brought and tied together before we can find out exactly what is going on here and what's at stake. Now, the book really is a big old love letter to noirish tropes, and its extreme fidelity to them may seem to some readers like a bit much, but it's more than just a style affectation. In fact, understanding the tropes and how they work becomes rather central to Molly's understanding of the unfolding mystery. Now, without spoiling anything, though, I will warn you, this does lead to a final act twist, which has already driven some readers of this book crazy, as it's one of these pull the rug completely out from under you moments. But stick with it, and you might, as I did, enjoy the sheer narrative audacity of it. The way you can always understand if a twist works is if you can sort of reverse engineer the story and see if things lead up to it logically. And I think that there are hints there that, yes, this was all sort of coming to a head in exactly this way, if you paid attention. I don't want to brag or humble brag or anything like that, or even not humbly brag, but I kind of saw a bit of it coming, and when it happened, I just kind of smiled to myself and nodded in a satisfied way. It had that kind of effect on me. It was like, yeah, all right, this is cool. So while I will admit it's definitely not for everybody, Something More Than Night is an ambitious and, frankly, rather daring story that offers excitement and danger and mystery on a scale as big as existence itself. You know, a book like this, you know it's trouble the minute it walks in the room, but that's why you can't turn away. Okay, everyone, that's all I have time for on this episode of SFF180. Remember the most important thing, these are reviews. You will not always agree. However, if you enjoyed watching, please leave a like, share this video with your SFF reading friends. Above all, subscribe. Tell all your SFF reading friends to do so as well. Help the channel grow. Some relevant links are going to be in the About section below. Thank you for watching, and until next time, happy reading.